Hello everyone, and welcome to my newest adventure, a TWOW by the name of PinkBunny's TWOW of Tears. This series will be my very own mini TWOW with a cave and gemstone theme. In addition, it also features a twist, a tier system. But let's start from the ground up. What is a TWOW? If you already know how TWOWs usually work, then go to the timestamp on screen or to the next video chapter to hear about the tier system twist. Otherwise, sit back and let me explain how TWOWs work. Okay, so how do TWOWs work? In a TWOW, or a 10 Words of Wisdom adjacent show, rounds are divided into A and B parts. In the B parts, I give everyone a prompt they must respond to in 10 words or less. To respond to a prompt, there will be a Google form both in the description of this video and in the TWOW's Discord server. These rules also apply to this episode, even though it's not a B episode, since this is the first. Make sure to spend your time thinking of a good response that is funny, creative, clever, whatever stands out. Then, in the A parts, I'll anonymously reveal the responses you contestants submitted for the prompt, and then voters will vote on them from best to worst. Both contestants and viewers can vote, as long as you play fair. If someone ever reveals a response, goes over 10 words, or fails to account for something in the prompt, I encourage you, voters, to vote that response lower. The exact specifics of how to vote will be explained in more detail in episode 1A. Then we wrap back around to the B episodes, where I reveal who wrote which responses and how well rated each is. The contestants who wrote the top few responses will receive a reward, while those who wrote the worst responses will be punished with the guillotine. Okay, that's not true. I won't kill anyone, but there will still be undesirable consequences, like an elimination or something. After the results are revealed, I then give everyone remaining a new prompt to respond to, like I said before. Then the A and B episode cycle repeats as the herd of contestants thins, until only one person remains. That last person is then declared the winner. That, my dear friends, is how a TWOW works in a nutshell. But this TWOW also comes with its own twist, and a pretty significant one: tiers. This mini TWOW divides contestants into tiers, based on past round performances. There are 4 tiers in total, in ascending order from most perilous to least. They are Ruby, Tier 1, Citrine, Tier 2, Emerald, Tier 3, and Sapphire, Tier 4. Every round, the top 20% of responders in every tier but the highest will move up a tier, while the bottom 49% of responders will move down a tier. Moving down in the lowest tier will result in elimination. Everyone moves to their new tiers, then we go on to the next round and repeat the cycle. When you sign up to join this TWOW, you will all be placed in the 3rd tier, the Emerald tier. However, this will quickly change, as by the end of the round the top 20% of you will become part of the Sapphire tier, and the bottom 49% of you will become part of the Citrine tier. And since you all start in the 3rd tier, that guarantees that even if you did poorly and moved down a tier every round, as long as you responded to every prompt, you'd still have participated in this mini TWOW for 3 rounds. Now, if you've seen other TWOWs like EWOW, this might sound a bit like a life system, but I want to stress that there are key differences. Most importantly, only your performance within your tier affects whether you move up or down a tier. You could be the bottom third of responders for a round and be voted low in every single voting screen you're in, but still go up a tier, because everyone else in your tier did even worse. I think these differences in the system will make the tier system more fair to less experienced players, and prevent frontrunners from getting too ahead of the pack. Okay, I think that's enough explanation. It's time for me to announce the first prompt and how to join this mini TWOW. The first prompt is the following. If sea creatures could talk, what would they say about the world above the water? Answer that in 10 words or less. This prompt shouldn't be that hard to answer, but it'll be a challenge to master. So how do you join the mini TWOW? At the top of the description of this video will be a Google form. Open it up. The first section will ask for the username that you want to go by for this mini TWOW. The second section will ask you to create a password. This password will be used to identify you when you submit for future rounds, so you must remember or write it down somewhere. If you don't remember it, I'll still probably accept your response, but issues could arise like identity theft, and it's best to avoid those altogether. After that, the third section will ask you for your response to the prompt. Enter it. After that, there are some other optional things, like writing a confessional and uploading a booksona, both of which are not necessary to sign up. A default booksona will be assigned to you if you do not submit your own. Once you've completed everything necessary and done everything optional you wanted to do, click the submit button to submit the form and you're done. You are now a contestant in PinkBunny's TWOW of Tears. The deadline to enter this TWOW is currently November 5th at 11:59 PM Central Time. The deadline is also in the title of the video, and if for whatever reason I change it, I'll update the title. I encourage you all to enter this mini TWOW sooner rather than later so that you don't miss your chance. Also, it is strongly recommended that anyone who joins the mini TWOW also join the Discord server, which is also linked in the description. In the server, you can chat with your fellow contestants, and I can ping you for reminders to respond and vote. In addition, we can discuss balancing changes, if the formula of this mini TWOW ever needs to change. As a contestant, you'd probably want to know if a significant gameplay change were to happen, and voice your opinion on it, right? One more thing. If you're a controversial figure, underaged, or an alternate account, I reserve the right to reject your application to join. No questions asked. For most of you, this shouldn't matter, though. Anyway, that is all. Submit your form by the deadline to compete. See you all in episode 1A.
Minty jump scare.